Welcome to part 17 of South Park: The Stick of Truth. And after all the craziness that has happened in the last part, yeah, we're gonna have to go to bed. But first, let me change up my weapon, especially for what's about to come up next. So now that I've got that, let's go Betty Bye and end day 2.
Good night, my little gumdrop. Hope you're enjoying all the peace and quiet in our new home as much as we are.
By the way, in a few seconds, the game is about to glitch out right about now.
Time to go to work all night, search for underpants, hey. We won't stop until we have underpants, yum tum yummy tum hey. Time to go to work all night, search for underpants, hey. We won't stop until we have underpants, yum tum yummy tum hey. Oh shit, he's awake! What? This kid is awake! What the fuck do we do? Oh fuck! I guess we gotta kill him. Alright, fuck it, let's kill him.
And now we get to fight against the Underpants Gnomes. The thing is, this battle is relatively easy. All you need to do is have an attack that targets all 4 enemies. Here is the problem with Fighter. It does not have that sort of thing. The only area of attack move that it has is Horn of Annoyance, and that doesn't really do too much damage. So yeah, if you don't have area of attack moves for any of your classes unlocked yet, just stick to using summons. Otherwise, as powerful as Stink Bombs is, Plagues of Egypt and also the Fire Magic can actually do some damage to these gnomes as well.
Holy shit, run!
They don't stand a chance against all-out attacks.
Shit, he's too big! We can't beat him! Well, if you can't beat him, shrink him! Go ahead, Warlock!
And then the little bastards shrink you to their size. Here's the deal with the Underpants Gnomes.
You fucked with the wrong gnome!
The Underpants Gnomes have this nasty little attack called Stock Market Crash. Which, by the way, if you do not block or do not stop them from channeling, they will hurt you. They also have elemental attacks which will slow you down or burn you. But I am going to stop that shit in the bud since it's 1 versus 4 and kill them with Mr. Slave. Yeah, that's right. You're the new Paris Hilton now. Anyway, let's go on ahead and pursue these goddamn gnomes. But first, let's do something about my attire, because once again, they tend to take my attire off, and whenever they do, they end up putting me in my pajamas because I'm supposed to be sleeping. But at the same time, if I'm in a battle, which is another reason why I encourage you to keep your summons. Your pajamas have no defense, by the way, so you're pretty much at a really big handicap. So bringing a summon is a good idea. Now then, be careful of that mousetrap. You'll die instantly if you actually touch it. Now, we want to try to do as less battles as humanly possible. The super bouncy ball. Awesome. So let's go on ahead and use the pipe, and also, hold on, let's, not that, this right here. There we go. And we'll lure the rat straight to the mousetrap. Awesome. The thing about these rats, 1 rat battle will equal up to 4. And by the way, what that rat was eating was the Underpants Gnome.
I just sometimes feel like we should tell him the truth.
Why? So he can relive it all in his head? It's better that he can't remember.
But if he really has this gift, he's going to discover it again on his own anyway.
And then they'll try and use him for his gift, and he'll become a weapon. They won't stop looking for him. We have to keep everything secret, even from him.
I'm so frazzled. Will you just make love to me?
Of course I will, darling.
Ah, crap baskets. Well, if this gets age restricted, I think you all know why. Anyway, now it's time for us to continue on in this area. First off, on your right you want to go to, well, first you want to destroy that thing right here, and there's rats. So what you want to do is climb up, and you want to break open this part where the fiberglass can catch on fire, and you want to use your Kappa spell to throw the fire back at the rat and burn it. Next, you want to use this portion to kill the other rat, which will leave you in a battle with one more rat. Now then, break this wall here, and since you don't have your buddies with you because they're all in bed, you're going to have to wait till the electricity goes through. Then, you could go in and get the gnome clothes. By the way, if the electricity is running through, it will do damage and it will eventually kill you, so be careful. Now, for the last rat. Here's the thing about this rat. The rat will have buffs of unusual size, which will give it regeneration, attack, and an increase in ability. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. This is one of the reasons why I want to try to avoid as many battles with the rats as humanly possible, because, again, one battle with the one rat will turn into 4. And that's the last thing I need, is for to end up fighting 4 rats at one time. So I grossed out that rat, and it's gonna die in the next turn. Or it will... yeah, it's gonna die in the next turn because, well, I'm going to kill it. It's only got a limited amount of HP, so... let's put it down! And that'll take care of all the rats! Oh, good thing is, there's no Chin Pokemon. But you might want to pick up the items here, and this is the only time you'll be able to pick up some of the restorable items. Oh, and there's the gnome pickaxe. Hell yeah, make sure you get that. Oh, by the way, I already got what was down there too, so there's no reason to worry about that anymore. So let's go up and go out through the socket. For the record, ladies and gentlemen, this is an achievement. I shit you not. Sitting there watching these two go at it like a bunch of rabbits for 60 seconds is an achievement.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Oh, shit, the kid is still following us. He's not gonna stop until he finds a way to become normal size again. That means he's coming after you, Warlock. What? Oh, fuck!
Same rules apply with the Underpants Gnomes of the earlier fight. They have Gnome Elementalists and they have Gnome Conjurers. The Conjurers are weak to fire. Well, in the previous fight, although I didn't mention that. Because I used to summon like I'm doing right now. Why? Because I want to speed this up. That's why. And besides, I might as well use up all of my summonings because after the boss battle, I'll be able to get him back anyway. So that's why I said save your summonings for later. Now then, since we've killed the Underpants Gnomes, we've got the Underpants helmet, which I'm not going to wear because I don't need to.
I'm not changing you back. I don't care what you do to me. You couldn't just let it go, could you? You couldn't just let us pick your underpants. No! You had to go and start asking questions! Well, now you shall see the true power of an Underpants Gnome!
How am I going to say this with a straight face? Because your parents is having sex during this boss battle. And yes, that will come into play in this boss battle. Alright. Make sure you have a few dark roasts left so you can try to speed this up. But for the most part, the Warlock will be reposting. So, using your special attacks and also using the ranged attacks is a good idea. it is definitely a good idea. However, the Warlock cannot be stunned. You can, however, still rob him of torn
Here comes some
underpants.
serious shrinkers.
Oh, and be prepared to block, because the Underwear Gnome will give you a wedgie, which will lower your ability and also lower your defense. If anything, you want to try to shred the Underpants Gnome's defenses, and more importantly, use magic spells to give yourself the upper hand. And since the gnome is affected by gross out, setting him on fire, the easiest thing to do. Now then, all I need to do is just do a magic attack, and this thing is pretty much over with. But no, I'm gonna do even worse than that. I'm gonna stack some more bat stats on him by stabbing him in the back. Oh, by the way, if you don't dodge this is instant death. See what I mean by the environment being the catalyst for this battle? He'll do this at least twice. So if you have this battle prolonged too much, he will keep doing hanging low until you kill him. And that's the end of the fight. It's definitely a terrible thing when you have to get not only the repressed memory, but the terrible taste of your dad's balls out of your mouth. No actual pun intended, that really is what just happened. Now, day 3 begins. Also, remember those underpants I told you to collect throughout the entirety of day 1 and 2? Here we are, right here.
Hey kid, since a lot of our best guys are dead by your hand, can you help us collect underpants? We just need a few more to hit our quota. Holy shit, you did it! This goes a long way toward making up for killing all our fucking friends.
With that, we have 85 friends, and now we only need 25 more in order for us to get the achievement. However, I missed out on the Pokemon in the school, so therefore I just screwed myself out of an achievement. I am, however, going to get one last perk. Well, actually, I have 2 more perks to get, actually. And then I'll be pretty much done with the perks. So, let's see, what to get. I'll just get brain food. That way I'll just keep getting power points every time I use a potion, or I use mana potions or power potions. Now let's talk to Dad.
Go play with your new friends.
Finally,
today.
this asshole becomes our friend. So now we have to go straight to Cartman's house, or actually no, straight to Kyle's house, sorry.
Hey, there's an
And
emergency
Kyle
meeting in the
will
Elven
give
Forest.
further instructions on the meeting and forging of the alliances between the elves and the humans, because now Clyde is the biggest threat that is going on in South Park. And not to mention, he has in his possession the Nazi zombie formula. So yeah, we can't have that. So let's go on ahead and talk to the Alliance now. Well, that is once we get to the back door. So let's go on ahead and do that, and then get started.
Ah, Commander Douchebag has decided to bless us with his presence. Let's get started. Humans and elves of Zaron, a great evil has descended upon us. After researching last night, I believe we are facing a threat to our entire world. Clyde's Fortress of Darkness is over 4 stories tall. So far, he has recruited at least 50 warriors to be on his team, and he is... You have something to say, wizard?
Nothing. Just think it's kind of funny how drow elves in the Middle Ages can use PowerPoint.
You guys, this is serious! Clyde is attempting to raise an army of darkness. I believe he is messing with something he cannot control. He has recruited many of our friends, and so our only hope is for our two factions to join forces.
Fuck that. We do not team up with fucking elves. You got a better idea, wizard fat ass?
After what you elves did to us at the Battle of Wormsley Woods, you think we'll ever trust you?
Yeah. That was Jimmy's fault and he apologized. Oh, we're apologizing now. How about we apologize for breaking the rule about using arcane fire magic? Yeah. Hey, that was the humans' rule, not ours.
Join forces, my paladin ass. Only good elf is a dead elf.
Why don't you suck my elven dick, Butters?
Enough! Whether we are human or elf isn't gonna matter one bit if all of Zaron is taken over by German zombies. We saw what that green stuff does. We better figure out a way to stop Clyde or there won't be a world to fight in.
Even if we join forces, we don't have enough warriors.
So we recruit more factions to join us. The Pirates, the Federation, and the girls. The girls?
Kyle, the girls are not gonna fucking play with us. Yeah, dude, we can't convince girls to do this.
No, but maybe the new kid can. The new kid has a power we have yet to understand. He makes friends on Facebook faster than any we have seen.
He is really good at getting Facebook friends, I'll give him that.
Find a way to get the girls to side with us, Commander Douchebag. I'll deal with the other factions. The rest of you, return to your stations and prepare for war. Huzzah!
And afterwards, we now have Kyle and Cartman not only as buddies, but we now have Cartman as a friend and Chris Donnelly as a friend as well. So, now that means only one thing. We are prepared to take on the optional bosses of this game. Oh, that one elf is not going to be friends no matter what we do. Again, just pointing that out to you guys. But as I was saying, now we got the means to take on one of the hardest optional bosses in the game. But before we do, there's one last thing we need to do before we call it apart. As a matter of fact, there was someone hiding behind the bushes right up the street from my house. So let's go on ahead and deal with that. But for the time being, let's switch to Kyle. Why? Because Kyle is the most broken character in this game. I mean, no words can describe just how broken Kyle really is. Oh wait, I actually went into his parents' room. Also, now that I think about it, we could also switch over to Cartman as well. And for one reason and one reason only. We need to go over to Cartman's house because there's a friend request in his room. But first, hold on, there was that guy there that's hiding behind the bushes. Let's go on ahead and shrink ourselves to show off the gnome dust. As he snorts it like crack.
You can't see me. I've been discovered.
Talk to him and Bradley will become your friend. Now, as I was saying, there was a friend request in Cartman's house. That friend request just so happens to be in Cartman's room, on Cartman's bed, no less. And it's a big surprise that this actually showed up in South Park The Stick of Truth, because Polly Prissy Pants was one of the many dolls that Cartman pretty much destroyed when he was told to grow up in the most inhumane ways possible. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we are done here. In the next episode, we need to stop Al Gore from spamming our Facebook. So let's go on ahead and do that. This is RVMan985. See you guys next time. Oh yeah, and a certain banker owes us $60 too. With interest.